be seen overnight.
People screaming, people jumping out on fire, chucking ropes down what they made out of bed sheets to try and climb out. Just complete nightmare, absolute nightmare.
There's people like throwing their kids out, just save my children, just save my children. And like fire brigade, the ambulance police couldn't do nothing. They couldn't get in. They just telling them to just stay there where they are. We'll come and get you. But things quickly escalated.
ที่น่ากลัวที่สุดครั้งหนึ่งของลอนดอนทีเดียวครับยอดตายล่าสุด12 คนเข้าโรงพยาบาล68 คนบาดเจ็บร้ายแรงไม่ต่ำกว่า18 คนนี่ครับภาพของตึกเหลือเชื่อเลยครับปฏิบัติการครั้งนี้หน่วยดับเพลิงอังกฤษยอมรับว่าท้าทายอย่างยิ่งครับมีพนักงานดับเพลิงเข้าไปช่วยงานไม่ต่ำกว่า200 คนภาพที่หลอนคนทั่วโลกตั้งแต่เช้าของวันนี้จนกระทั่งถึงนาทีนี้ครับทั้งหมด27 ชั้นมีคนอยู่ไม่ต่ำกว่า300 คนไฟไหม้ตั้งแต่ชั้นล่างไปจนถึงชั้นบน27 ชั้นอย่างรวดเร็วเหลือเชื่อครับนี่เป็นการรายงานละเอียดมากๆแก่ BBC เพราะว่านี่เป็นโศกนาฏกรรมครั้งร้ายแรงที่สุดครั้งหนึ่งในประวัติศาสตร์ของลอนดอนทีเดียวครับนี่ครับ
The tower block is now a smoking ruin. It should have been one of the safest in the borough. The multi-million-pound refurbishment completed only last year. 125 families are homeless. Another priority for the local authorities to deal with.
นี่ครับ
We've got to make sure the meantime we provide shelter to those who have had to flee their homes, but also the neighbouring properties affected because of fear of the building collapsing. But of course, there are genuine questions or reasonable questions that residents across the country have living in Taiwan. So we should make sure they're answered.
ดูหน้าตาของนายกเทศมนตรีอังกฤษก็จะเห็นครับว่า
The immediate aftermath is horrific enough.
โศกนาฏกรรมร้ายแรงที่สุดครั้งหนึ่งของกรุงลอนดอนทีเดียว
Help survivors overnight.
I've seen some things, but today I can't even describe it.
ว่าใช้คำอธิบายไม่ได้เลยผมเคยเห็นเรื่องร้ายแรงในชีวิตมาเยอะแต่ว่าครั้งนี้พูดไม่ออกจริงๆอธิบายไม่ได้จริงๆบางคนพยายามจะโยนเด็กทารกออกมาทางหน้าต่างบางคนกระโดดออกมาทางหน้าต่าง
We just need to rebuild as a community now.
As the search for casualties continues, so too does the search for answers. What led to this fire? And crucially, how did it spread so quickly in a newly modernized block, destroying homes, traumatizing families, and taking an unknown number of lives? Richard Lister, BBC News.
ดับเพลิงบอกว่ายอมรับนี่ก็รายงานสดกันอย่างละเอียดถี่ถ้วนมาตั้งแต่เช้า BBC พอจับประเด็นนี้ได้บอกว่าความรุนแรงของไฟไหม้ครั้งนี้นี่อธิบายไม่ได้จริงๆใช้คำว่า devastating deadly ตลอดเลยครับ
that they said it would take a catastrophic event to bring to the attention of the authorities some of the failings as they saw them of the fire security system at that block at Grenfell Tower. Well, let's just give you a little idea of the geography of exactly where we are. The building's in North Kensington. It's close to the A40 Westway major road artery, a main route into central London. Latimer Road tube station is close by, and transport networks in the area, as you might expect, have been closed off. There's a lot of police cordons all around the building, or what's left of the building. Grenfell Tower itself was built back in 1974. It is, as I said, 24 stories high. It was refurbished last summer in last year, and it contains 120 flats, thought to be home to between 400 and 600 people. It's not known exactly how many people were in the block at the time, but it is thought that most of those in there were asleep because it was just before midnight, just before 1 o'clock in the morning, when the fire started, and a lot of local witnesses have said it started with a refrigerator on the 4th floor exploding. Let's go to my colleague Wirra Davis, who has another vantage point over Grenfell Tower. What's the latest where you are?
ก็มายืนรายงานตรงนี้เห็นซากศพอยู่ซากของตึกอยู่ข้างหลัง
As you can see from behind me, there's smoke still billowing from the building itself. That's proof, as the firefighters said, that there are still small pockets of fire ablaze inside the building, particularly in the middle and towards the top of the building, despite almost unprecedented numbers of appliances and firefighters on scene. There was incredible detail, wasn't there, in those details that the fire chief gave us, particularly despite their long experience. None of them had really seen a fire spread so quickly and with such ferocity, and that is apparently what has caught everybody out here. Witnesses here in nearby homes told me of watching the fire spread from about the 4th, 5th or 6th floor upwards with incredible speed, of course trapping many people as it went upwards. The building behind me now is almost completely gutted. The fire chiefs have told us that they've done a rudimentary search of all of the floors, but that does not constitute yet a full search, and sadly they probably do expect to find bodies as they undertake a fingertip search throughout the whole of the building. Earlier we heard from the fire chief, Danny Cotton, and she told us that she didn't expect the building itself to collapse, because of that is of course a big consideration, but they are clearly concerned about the integrity of this building. There does appear to be a lot of structural damage to the building. We've seen a lot of debris falling off the building itself. Now one thing that struck me is the incredible kindness of local residents here. Down here at the Methodist Church, people have been coming in donating food, blankets and clothes, because remember, maybe 100 families fled that building last night with no possessions and barely any clothes, and they are now in need of shelter, in need of food, and need of clothing. But amid that kindness, there's also a lot of anger, Ben, as you pointed to. People here are desperately angry with what they say, the warnings they gave. There was a community association here who contacted us late earlier today, and on their website it's pretty clear that over the years they have petitioned and complained to the organisation which runs the tower block, complaining about what they say was an accident waiting to happen.
Accident waiting to happen นี่ก็แปลว่าสภาพของการรักษาความปลอดภัยป้องกันอุบัติเหตุไฟโดยเฉพาะไม่มีเลย
raised by the residents about the building materials used in the building and the refurbishment of the tower block and the fire risk that could have proved could have happened. So I think there are many concerns that once this fire is put out, once the living and the dead have been accounted for, there will be a lot of concerns about could this fire have been prevented. Back to you.
คำถามคือว่าไฟเพลิงครั้งนี้เนี่ยป้องกันได้ไหมถ้าสมมติว่ามีมาตรการดีกว่านี้ผมคิดว่าถ้าเกิดอุบัติเหตุอย่างนี้มันต้องมีมาตรการที่ไม่ให้มันลามไปได้รวดเร็วคนตายกันขนาดนี้ครับตาย12นะครับล่าสุดบาดเจ็บ68อยู่โรงพยาบาลทั่วลอนดอนขนาดนี้ครับ
Chelsea and Westminster. Smita, to you first of all, what is the picture there? What are you being told?
We are just 3 miles away from where the fire started, and we've just been told that 7 patients are being treated here. Now that might be because this hospital has a specialist burns unit, and overnight we understand that specialist doctors, plastic surgeons and other staff were drafted in as part of an emergency response. It may very complex operations have been taking place here today. And earlier I spoke to a local resident who lived on the same floor that the fire started. She came here to be checked out because she was 17 weeks pregnant and was so close to the fire when it began. Her pregnancy is all okay, but of course she is very scared. And she says that she hasn't heard from neighbours and from friends and is very worried. Meanwhile, at the hospital, the chief executive has said that anyone who isn't seriously injured or critically unwell should try and avoid this particular accident or emergency. So there is space
ก็ยังไม่รู้ด้วยซ้ำว่าเจ้าของเป็นใครยังไม่มีข่าวออกมาครับว่าต้องรับผิดชอบอะไรกันอย่างไรครับแต่ว่านี่คือโศกนาฏกรรมเพลิงไหม้ร้ายแรงที่สุดครั้งหนึ่งของลอนดอนทีเดียวครับและลอนดอนช่วงหลังนี่ก็เจอกับเหตุก่อการร้ายมากมายหลายครั้งลอนดอนก็เลยกลายเป็นศูนย์ของก่อการร้ายอุบัติเหตุเพลิงไหม้ที่ไม่เคยรุนแรงร้ายแรงอย่างนี้มาหลาย10 ปีครับนี่ครับตัดไป ให้เห็นรายงาน BBC สดที่เกาะติดมาตั้งแต่เช้าและก็ยังไม่สามารถจะวิเคราะห์ได้ว่ามันเกิดอะไรกันแน่เกาะติดนะครับมีรายละเอียดอย่างไรเพิ่มเติมจะได้รายงานให้ทราบกันครับสวัสดีครับ